So this is a quick and dirty video, not even setting up the nice camera, just holding out the phone. But as we start this trellis project, I've got these 10-foot boards, which are impossible to maneuver in my space. I'm going to maneuver them. They're 6x, so I'm going to be chopping them down into 1 1/4 inch slices because that's a lot more economical than getting them pre-cut at the big box store. So the trellis is going in the space behind me. We've got some clematis that's going to be growing up in between the windows, and you can kind of see the flower boxes that I built up there. We always have something that dangles down. So imagine in the future dangling things down from the flower boxes and clematis climbing up in between the windows. It's going to be really gorgeous when it's all said and done. But the space that we're working with between the windows is 9.5 feet. So I'm going to cut the horizontal slats to 9 foot 4 inches, just leave a little bit of space so they don't touch the edge of the windows, you know. And then the height is about 10 feet. It's going to be 6 inches into the ground. 10 feet will be the very top of the windows. So I've got these 4 thicker boards that are going to be the main supports, you know, that go into the ground. They're going to end at the top of the windows. And then the vertical boards that we're doing in between will go up 4 to 6 inches on top. So you've got a little bit of like decorative flair. It'll make sense when we're actually doing it. But I just wanted you to see the space ahead of time. And if I move to the side, there I've got my meter. I'm going to build the trellis, bring it over here, and effectively cut around the meter just to make it look like it fits, you know, like a glove. You know, it's custom, right? You're spending the time and the money to do a giant piece. You can't buy anything like this in the store. You might as well custom make it to fit, right? So let's get to the miter saw. Okay, I've got 4 beams here, and I've got them laid out. This is going to be the top where the windows are, and this is the back of the boards. I'm going to lay out consistent measurements with the spacing that I want on the back, because the horizontal slats are going to be nailed in from the back, and the vertical slats will be nailed in from the front. It'll make sense when you see it, but that's our next step. Okay, the sun is setting. Let's see how far we can get. We've got our posts laid out, 28 inches between the two ends, 36 in the middle because of where my meter is. Design change. Here we've got the horizontal pieces, all laid out. You can see the marks where these are going to go. I'll line them up there. Every board is going to get glued using 1 1/4 inch stainless steel brown coated nails and a wonderful Fisker's finishing hammer to do the trick. Okay, I have moved the trellis over here for a dry fit, right? Don't mind that it's awfully crooked. You can still get the gist of what I'm going for. So what do we want to talk about? That meter there in the middle. Doesn't it kind of drive you nuts? It does, but there's one redeeming feature, and that is that circle there is exactly in the center of the 2 windows. So I think what I'm going to do, whenever you have to change your plans on the fly, I call it a design element. I think I got that from Steve Ramsey. The outer 2 most, the vertical slats, will be even. They'll be just maybe 6 inches above the top. Then the middle, they're going to be almost like a crown, like a triangle in the middle. So it'll be higher and then really high in the middle, kind of like peak like this. And it'll almost be like these middle vertical slats are coming right out of the meter. At least in theory, that is. And in designing it this way, technicians will still be able to access the meter and remove it if need be. And I'm making the trellis so it's not permanently mounted, but we'll get to that in a little bit if we need to remove it. So now I need to figure out the verticals. It's getting dark and the mosquitoes are voracious. So let me simply say I've got all of my markings. Yes, all of my even dividing markings on here. As you can see, I'm going through, putting the glue along, putting the vertical boards down, and nailing them in. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to get those on, prop this off to the side of the house, and call it a day. Well, I just finished spraying this, giving it a one over. Doesn't that look very fancy on my wonderful neighbor's lawn? Such a great idea she had was just to use my spray gun, and it made quick work of it, nice and even. Again, hard to just prop this camera up and show you, but I'm just spraying, you know. So we'll let that sit for an hour and then we'll turn it over and do the same thing. All right, I've got a row of these bad boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, hammered in about 2 feet or so down. They're gonna be my main anchor. I'll be screwing into the back of them to hold on to the trellis. And then we'll be wrapping some galvanized wire into some eyelet hooks on the back, and that will anchor this properly. It's up, screwed into the back. We'll show you that in a second. And I just put in 4 of these big, wonderful galvanized loops on the back. And I've got wire. We're gonna be feeding this around the conduit, through that loop, and tightening it so that this is the same distance away from the house all the way up. Wanna see the back of it quick? All right, so there's the back, loops, wire, conduit, pull it up like that. And then here are those rods that are screwed in to keep this anchored. All right, the wires are all in and snipped. You can see they're going through, they're going around, they're anchored. That's not going anywhere. I feel pretty confident with that. Let's back up and look at the whole thing. Ta-da! Yay, it's all done. It's 7:40 at night. Man, the mosquitoes were hard to fight, but very, very satisfying. As you can see, it's anchored properly. This amber in the evening red glow of the sunset sure does look gorgeous. Very satisfied with it. Tomorrow I'll go around and I will actually weave the clematis that's here through the bottoms, clean things up a little bit, but for now everything is anchored. This project is effectively done. So thanks for tuning in. I know this is a strange style compared to what I normally do. Let me know if you've made a custom trellis like this or otherwise before. Let me know what you might have done differently, and be respectful in the comments. Happy woodworking. If you like this, you know what to do. Take care, guys.